Swear, I'm sure if I want to do this. Is it going now?
Hey, this is Stephanie Stevenson, otherwise known as Watercolor Artiste in social media circles. And I am the artist with midlifeartist.com. And welcome to my special live stream tonight. If you know me, if you follow me at all, you know that I usually stream on Wednesday nights. And I'm also trying to stream extra, do some more extra content. And so tonight I have the pleasure of doing another live stream. This one's special. I get to introduce and focus on my husband, Ron Stevenson. He's joining us tonight. He's going to be doing the creating tonight. And I'd like to present to you all about him, what he's doing, and the like. And so tonight we're starting at 6:30. We're going to respect time and only go till about 8 o'clock. So we're not taking up your entire Saturday night. We know people got places to go, things to do, people to see, but come first here. So kick back, relax, grab your favorite beverage. I want to bring in an intro video about my husband. It's one that I created back in September last year in advance of my first tent event ever, which was the Cajada Street Dance. And so the video itself is a little outdated, but I still believe it has some good information about the project and about my husband. And we'll present to you updates since that video, but I wanted to at least get you primed to meet him and see what he's all about. So I will be taking questions in the chat windows on both YouTube and Rumble. I'm going to be the producer behind the scenes tonight while he is the main focus. So if throughout the video you've got a question about the world that he's building, his artwork he's drawing or inking, or anything like that, feel free to drop it in the chat window and I will make sure he sees it or hears it and he can respond to it. But without further ado, let me go ahead and get that video launched for you so you can see what it's all about, and then we'll get him going. If you're watching this, then you likely have had the opportunity to view in person these contributing works of art that will be featured in and on the covers of books that are part of a new TTRPG, otherwise known as Tabletop Role-Playing Game, that is coming out soon. I am Stephanie Stevenson, midlifeartist.com, and if you haven't seen these paintings at one of my events, there's still time to potentially own one of these originals. The game is called Macundo 4, and it is in development. In the very near future, this game will be crowdfunded in a full court press to bring it to market. What you may not know is that this game is the complete creation of my husband, Ron Stevenson, a self-taught and self-made comic artist with a flair for storytelling, Easter eggs, and a knack for hiding things in plain sight. Where most tabletop role-playing games are similar in features, and are created, developed, funded, and marketed by a team of 20 or more people, Ron single-handedly is all of that for Mukundo 4, which promises a new experience. That is why it's taken him years to get this far, and he is so close to bringing it home. These contributed artworks by midlifeartist.com, some of which feature on the covers of limited edition book runs, will play a role in rewarding individual, passionate crowdfunding investors for their votes of confidence in the project. Where does this project stand currently? The game is currently in beta testing with local groups. You can keep track of the progress by following Ron's official project page on Meta. In the next months, Ron will be creating a website devoted to the project, as well as releasing videos to keep you informed of important developments and announcements. We're excited to bring you an all-new, totally unique experience that we promise will keep you entangled and entertained through creative gameplay and laughter. You won't be able to help yourself. You'll simply have a great time and experience with this game. Be sure to follow Ron on his Meta profile today for more exclusive sneak peeks into Mukundo 4.
So, welcome. You're here to see just how fast I can draw. Well, for my first trick, I'm going to take this candelabra and I'm going to shoot the corner of it and spin it. Then I'm going to light all 3 candles, just to show you how fast. So, you've tuned in to see how fast I can draw with a pen. So today, that's what we'll be doing. Although I do have one question from a sweetheart here. Why am I wearing the artist apron that you usually wear? I don't deal in paint. I only do ink. So what? other than it makes her laugh for some reason, I don't see the humor.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Oh no. Yeah, she loves that. So that's about right. The purpose of this is actually there's multiple purposes for it. One is to show that my artwork is not AI generated at all. That everything I do, the pencil, the inks, it's all organic, or right here, organic intelligence, because I'm the real deal. So no AI here. Are there any questions yet, by the way?
They wanted to know how many fingers you were holding up, or they were holding up.
Hold on. One, but I really don't like which finger it is. If you could. Okay, so I'll probably start out first by telling you about my TTRPG, which stands for Tabletop Role Playing Game. And it's probably, it's got a flavor of something from the 80s, maybe early 90s. But it's not cookie cutter at all. There's a lot of stuff out there now that kind of is. So if you're looking for elves, orcs, dwarves, that kind of thing, this isn't going to be for you. For those that don't know what a TTRPG is, it's basically collaborative storytelling. There's usually someone called either a game master or a dungeon master. In my game, they're called a chaos coordinator. And once you've played it, which the beta test group has been doing for years now, they can assure you that that is a well-earned title. So as chaos coordinator, you set up the stage. You start to tell the story, and then others who have created characters based on races in this world will then step into the role of that character, and then they will begin contributing to the story as it goes around the table. So, back in olden times, it was people standing around a campfire telling stories. Here, it's a table. In some cases, like in my world, there's maps. You have little figures that you can put on the board that will show where you are in relation to everyone else within a given space, um, and things of that nature. But so my game is different from others in that, as I said, the world is not cookie cutter at all. Um, you're looking at a world with 36-hour days, 4 of which are night. It's dominated by 2 different suns. Each one has their own 32-hour day. One is a blue dwarf, and the other is a red giant. When the red giant is up, gravity is 20% stronger, meaning that you're not going to be able to travel as far, as fast, carry as much, that kind of thing in the game. However, on the days when the blue dwarf is dominant and in the sky, those blue days, 20% lighter gravity. So you're going to be able to travel further, faster, carry more, that kind of thing. And so it really requires planning on your part as far as whatever you're planning to do during the game, and so I've been working on this for 8 years, and gosh, there's so much I could tell you about world building and stuff. Because if I could go back, I would do it so differently. So the first thing I would do and change if I was to redo a new world or a new game, I would start with the actual animals and resources in the world first. Before I started drawing maps, before I started making races to live on this planet, absolutely I would do the resources, the animals, the vegetation, that kind of thing. Because as you go to do your races and stuff, you're then looking at the resources they have to use to build whatever, whether it be armor, whether it be vehicles or a city or whatever, and how they dress would depend in part by the resources they have available to them. So I did it the wrong way. I did it races first, and then as time progressed, I ended up going back and changing quite a few things to line up with the resources available. But I don't know if that's confusing to some people or not, but I just thought I'd throw that out there because I think it's very important. But anyway,
Do you want to show anything before?
yeah. Let me show a few things here, like the black and white cover art versus the actual finished product. I do have a couple of books out right now, and so this was the actual black and white art for the back of my Botany and the Beast book. And if you look at them side by side, you may be able to tell that this looks a little bit more elongated. And so after I drew this and put it in Photoshop, it's an old version of Photoshop, CS 5.5, I realized I needed room for a title, and so I ended up compacting his head, and it turned out beautifully. It just really worked. And so then I color in Photoshop. I lay the flat colors to work from, and then I build on those and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to show, again, not AI. This is hand drawn, not clip art, anything like that. So now with this one, this was the limited edition cover that my wife painted. beautiful painting of one of my people groups, the um, the Amazons, and what I'm doing with all these other books that are coming out, and this was my version here, um, is that I'm doing a spotlight book, a 36-page full color spotlight book on each of the races. Because in order to play the game, you're going to need to know the world you're playing in, but you're also going to need to know the races you have to choose from in detail, because they've got their own cultures. They're like I said, they're not cookie cutter. So you can't pick up and go, I'm going to pick up the core rule book and play an elf. It just doesn't work that way. And everybody knows what they are. They're saturated. So, but yeah, my Amazons are much different. And but I wanted you to see the black and white line work there. There's the final version. And like I said, she did the limited print runs we have. And then there's my fast spots. There's another one of the people groups in the game. And there's the cover, the final cover to that. And she also did the same there. She did a limited run for us. They're all signed and numbered. And those will be available. They were available to the beta testers first. And then now the remaining copies will be on the Kickstarter, which is starting soon. Even though I do have the books available now, when I do the Kickstarter, I'm going to kind of close that off temporarily and try to build a significant amount of books so that I can take them to conventions and things of that nature. But yeah, with these spotlight books, you'll be able to see how they're governed, how their culture is, how they raise their youth. In some cases, you'll get their alphabets, you'll get their drinking songs, hand signals, maps of their terrain, their region. And so, these things are packed with information. And then, like I said, the big book, the Botany and the Beast book, which, yeah, there we go. So this book is 136 pages. And again, I went ahead and opted for full color in everything I do, because I think full color just makes it pop. And so in this, we do have a section on the predators on this world. And by predators, I just mean, things you want to watch out for.
So my voice said, wow, so impressive how much dedication you have put into this adventure game, all the art and story. And then Gooncake is saying, are we going to see live inking? And, so yeah.
Oh yeah, in just a few minutes.
In just a few minutes.
Yep. So this is the final version, the color version of this black and white piece. And that's from the Botany and the Beast book. This isn't just plants and animals of the world. This book is foundational if you want to play in this world, because it's got so much more than that as far as resources go. And it's like I said, it's just foundational, and hopefully affordable. That was the other reason why I wanted to go down as far as the price of the books and stuff, and make it where it was affordable as opposed to a lot of the other stuff that's out there. So I guess I need to get started. And this is going to be a picture of a character of mine, Crazy Bear. And I usually spend a lot of time penciling something out first. You'll see I change the position of things, sometimes I have to resize this, resize that and stuff. It takes a long time. So what I've got here is a piece that's almost completely finished being penciled so that I can show you some of the inking process and stuff. And then that'll be right before it gets scanned in and colored in Photoshop. So I guess I need to get started, huh? Since I'm burning daylight here.
Yeah.
All right.
Go. And Boo Cake says he's inking something himself as well. And then Kim Corbett on YouTube has said, wow, an 8-year project, so detailed. Do you self-publish? How does that actually work?
Yeah, I do self-publish, and it just requires well, it depends on how many books you want, because I wanted to just print up enough books that I could sell to beta testers and then other people that might be interested locally, or if someone, say, saw it online here and wanted to order. But like I said, very soon I'm going to be starting a Kickstarter campaign, and with that, I should be able to get the money to have even more printed up, so that when I go to places like comic book conventions or gaming conventions, I'll be able to have books available. So
while he's beginning inking, it looks like we have another question.
Okay.
Author Ellen Stevenson has asked, have you decided what book will follow the books on different races, or are you still contemplating what that will be?
All right. Say that again.
Have you decided what book will follow the books on different races? Or are you still contemplating what that will be? I think she's asking about the book after you complete the race right. resource books.
Okay, well, immediately following the race books, the core rule book will be out. And the reason why I'm not waiting until the core rule book comes out before putting any of this other stuff out there is because you really do need these books anyway to play the game. And so rather than wait, I need the money now because I'm broke. And so this should...
in other words, he's saying he is a starving artist.
Oh, you saw me. Not really. I got a ways to go before I'm starving, but still, we don't want to push it, you know. But yeah, the next book will be the core rule book, and then it will be along with it will be something called the Alchemaster's Cookbook, in which different things in my game will be like the resources that are found in Botany and the Beast will be able to be used instead of magic. Because in my game, there's a reason that magic has been outlawed. And so to scratch that itch that some people will have wanting to be mages or whatever, I've allowed Alchemaster, the class Alchemaster, as a person or a group of people you can play that uses the world's resources around them to simulate magic stuff. So like if you're used to using a mage and you're used to fireball or something, okay, yeah, you can create grenades that react like fireballs in this game. You just have to know what's the volatile components in this game that you would have to add to get that effect.
Now he's been doing the entire gaming world building, everything pretty much on his own. We do have a dedicated group of individuals who have been our beta test gamers who have gone through the process of, try not to throw the utensils and stuff around, please. Thank you very much. So, but yeah, we have beta test gamers that have been testing the game from character creation to the logistics of gameplay.
We've actually had, it's funny how it happens, but our beta test group expanded and then expanded some more and expanded some more very organically. Someone would say, hey, can I bring just one extra person to the game, and I'd say, well, all right, one extra person, and then eventually, though, it grew to the point where it was starting to affect the game. It was making it sluggish because everybody wanted to debate everything, and some people would sort of start shrinking back in their shells, and so I ended up having to split our beta test group into 2 different groups, and now things are running like clockwork. So I don't know how that's coming across. If is this can people kind of see what I'm doing here? Plus, I don't know if my head's getting in the way when I go forward.
You've got a big head, huh?
I do. I see. It looks like someone's shoving a globe in front of the.
I can try to see.
And yeah.
Go down some more.
And then if you look here, you will see the last remnant survivors on my hairline of a once great and mighty nation.
Let me see if I can bring it down some. Let's see here. Try to do this.
There you go. I think that's going to work.
There we go. How's that?
Yeah.
Is that better?
I think so.
We just had.
Let us know if that's better, because this is first time we're kind of doing this. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now look. Yeah.
Oh, I'm down too low.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Maybe I can tilt it. Okay, I got it. So now I've tilted it, honey.
Okay.
Try that. You can pull it back a little bit.
Oh.
Now you can pull it back so you're not reading.
Okay.
How's that?
I think that's okay.
So talk about your inking process here. You've got different pens and your line. Talk about your line work and things like that.
Just in case I needed it, I've got my pencil here that I usually use. And then always have an eraser to go with that. I'm using these 0.01 microns for the most part. This is for the big black patches, if I have any that need to get filled in quickly. But with this particular, what I'm doing here is sort of like a feathering maneuver, because I'm dealing with the hair. And so I'm bringing it, kind of whisking it off the paper, both going forward and backwards, to create a front and a back line that everything in between will be blackened in. And that will give the illusion of like, oh, you're looking at dark hair. So now this particular character is from the 1980s. I created it back, 1990s, I mean, sorry, mid 90s. And so he has a mullet. This superhero does.
For the sake of the young folk in the audience, what is a mullet?
Are you asking me? It's a great hairstyle that went out of practice, unfortunately. Once upon a time, I really rocked one. That's all I can really tell you. And it was great. So. But yeah, this particular character is actually an integral part to my gaming world, because there's going to be there's a lot of mystery in even the game itself. You do get a timeline at one point, but then also there will be a point in another one of the race books where you get an alternate timeline where someone.
I have to tell you, Mooncake says mullets are back in style in a major way. My voice agrees. And then author Stevenson says, look up Billy Ray Cyrus for those that don't remember. And then Kim over on YouTube says, business in the front and party in the back.
There you
Mullets.
go. There you
Yep.
go. Yep. So yes, this particular character, he has visited this world, Makundo 4, on several occasions, and as a superhero, he has contributed a lot to their history and their timeline. And but the books aren't really about superheroes. It is a fantasy sci-fi landscape with a bit of superhero stuff injected into it in the past. So yeah, he's not going to dominate anything, but he is an important part of their history. So, and for those, let's see, I guess who are unfamiliar with my character from the 90s, Crazy Bear is a Native American superhero who carries around with him a little teddy bear, usually on a pouch slung around his shoulders, that he sees and hears as a giant talking spirit bear, who is almost always right, giving him great advice, which he ignores. And when he gets into arguments with it, everyone else just sees him arguing with the little teddy bear, because only he can see the giant spirit bear. So, hence the name Crazy Bear. So,
And if you haven't made the connection that Ron's online nickname is also a Crazy Bear, you get the sense and impression that this character is loosely, maybe, based on his real life, although he is not that crazy in real life. But, you know, what happens here stays here.
there's no need to go into detail about anything. Yes. Hand me the Crazy Bear one, and I'll put it over here and just show him real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Would you like me to put it on the other
So
view?
what I'll do is I'll do this,
Oh, okay.
and as you can see, he's got the teddy bear right here.
Lisa says that we'll go with loosely.
Oh, and then this big panda bear will, stand up and talk to him and argue with him and stuff. And at one point, he gets into an argument in his hotel room. The bear ends up having to pin him to the ground because he's frantic. And about that time, his manager walks in with this really good-looking lady to surprise him and stuff, and talking about some deal opportunities and stuff. And when they come into the room, he's got that teddy bear sitting on his chest while he's on the floor, and he's screaming, "Somebody get this bear off of me!" So that should give you a little bit of a...
My voice says, "Aw, a panda."
So, yeah. Let's see, how are we doing for time?
Oh, you got plenty of time.
Okay.
Get
okay.
on with it.
Okay. Well, because
Man, ink.
Well, because I wanted to definitely show some of the cross-hatching stuff, and so what I want to do is I don't want to miss out on that.
Right.
And so I think I'll skip over here, do a little bit of that, and then I can come back.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, what makes my world different than other worlds out there? Well, already you know that some of the planetary dynamics are very different. There's actually a lot more to that, but I'd prefer you just read the book. As far as There are 8 playable races that you can choose to be in the game, and several of them are human hybrids based off of, for the most part, African animals. And there's a whole reason for that as well. But one of the things Lisa had asked earlier was what book was next, and I said the core rule book and the Alchemaster's cookbook would be next, right? So after that, we're also looking at. Sorry, but we're hearing our beautiful little cat. She's a feral cat, but she's sleeping in the window next to us, and she is just snoring. She's such a dainty little thing, but man, does she have a good snore. She's peeling the paint off the walls, let me tell you. She's so cute. But anyway, so that some of the next books will be things such as like a book on technology, because there's one race in this book that is very technologically advanced. But even in their own book, I'm only going to be touching on some of their technology. And so they really need a book just on the technology part. And so that's one of the things I'll be probably covering in a future book. It'll even contain things such as cybernetics, different conveyances, ways of getting around, and stuff like that. So
maybe I can read it from one of the books.
Oh, sure.
While you work on the inking. So I'm going to read a snippet from Botany and the Beast, the 136-page book that Ron has done. And it's about different plant life as well as beasts of the game. And one of them is called the Fire Bloom. It's one of the ones that I actually did an illustration for. And I'm going to read that excerpt so you can understand what kind of fauna one might encounter on Macundo 4. So the Fire Bloom reads like this. The petals of this flower are what gives it its name, for at a glance, the petals do appear to be on fire. They're not, but they sure look that way, especially if a breeze is causing the petals to flit about as if alive. Interestingly enough, this beautiful flower is believed to not be a true native of Macundo 4, but rather it must have hitched a ride from some distant shore. The Macundians have no recollection or record of such a flower existing about beyond 50 years ago. Alchemancers grind this flower into a powder and mix it with drink in order to heighten one's senses. It takes 30 minutes after ingestion for it to kick in, but then the effects will last for nearly 2 hours. All 5 senses, hearing, smell, taste, touch, and vision, are affected. Some use this alongside other alchemical ingredients, such as devil's tangle, to enhance romantic encounters. Fire bloom is only found in the world in 2 places, the dark woods of Savo and Pandora Village.
Pandora Village is home of the Amazon race. And what makes my Amazons different than others is they also were genetically created in a lab, but using DNA from several different sources, but one of them was from something in my game called Ebon Creatures. And so they have to be around a certain mineral called harmonium in order to maintain their strength, speed, and things of that nature. That's why they wear bracers that are blue in color, and that blue is that harmonium. And but their village has Pandora's box in it, which is a huge source of amplified harmonium. And so if they leave their village within 30 miles, they need to be wearing those bracers. If not, within 72 hours, there's a process in which they will start to degrade in a way and become super strong, super fast, hard to kill zombies. And so obviously that's not a good thing. So, so yeah, they really keep an eye on that themselves, because they feel as though if they slip and lose control and become a zombie, they've lost their soul. So, so naturally, that's a big component of that race that comes into play with your stories, because you have to be mindful of that. In one of our beta test games, one of the characters, woke up and was far from home, as far as an Amazon is, and they didn't have their bracers on them. So they had to figure out a way to hustle back, because they were in dire jeopardy there. So,
Now, the husband knows that I've got a huge fear of all things that are flying, stinging things. That's what I call bees in general, but bees aren't the only things that sting. So anything that flies that stings, I've got a actual autonomic fear of. And and he made a flying, stinging thing in this game called frisbees. And they're anywhere from an inch to an inch and a half, where the queen is up to 3 inches. And of course, I'm like, did you have to make that? I mean, really? And then I play on Amazon as a beta tester, and of course, Amazons aren't afraid of anything. So I have to negate the natural side of me with my character, so my character is brave and bold. But you will never see me act like an Amazon in real life when it comes to flying, stinging things.
I remember one time she asked me, she said, "Is there anything in your game that can't kill you?" I said, "Sure. I've got Ishtar bunnies, and several other little cute things in there. You just got to focus on the right stuff. That's all."
Author Ellen Stevenson contributes, in essence, that's bad. And then my voice asked, when your game goes on the market, will you be providing tutoring videos? The game definitely sounds very involved, but a really cool adventure.
Yeah.
And then there's another question from Kim that says, sounds intriguing. How in the world, pun intended, do you keep your mind so disciplined to be able to control all of those details? I can't remember details from last week. She's got a point. I'm like that too. So yeah.
Well, wow, yeah. Well, I don't know. My brain is definitely different. I am constantly bombarded with new ideas, and I tell Stephanie that sometimes my brain's working on several problems at once, like in the background. It's like having multiple Rubik's cubes going on, and sometimes it's hard at night for me to slow things down in my brain so that I can even go to sleep. And that's actually a huge downside to my brain working the way it does. Because there are times when I really want to rest, I need to rest, but my brain's like, hey, what if we did this and changed this to that and, made frisbees? And and Stephanie's like, go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yep. So
like what's his face on the Marvel movie? Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Quit thinking about horrible little bees.
Well, I think in response to my voice, I think I could, prior to prior to Ron starting in the creation of this world and game, I really never played a tabletop role playing game. I knew of them. Back when D&D was popular and still is in many circles. Back when it came out in the 80s. And was played routinely. I wasn't part of that. As a girl, I was obviously interested in other things. However, when he started getting this game and starting preparing beta games, I had to learn how to do this, and I still don't have all the nuance of this game. But what happens with these types of games, my voice, is that they're run by a game master. So there's groups and individuals out there that love these tabletop role-playing games, and you'll find them often um, piggybacked on comic book stores and things like that in urban centers and areas. And Ron and I, we live out in, cow country, but we're within a half hour's drive of two decent sized towns, and both of which have comic book stores, both of which have groups of people that like to get together. There's one up in Cleveland, Tennessee. That's about a 30-minute drive from us. They have a comic book store in the mall, and across from that comic book store, the comic book store has another section of mall strictly for playing games. Just tables set up with all kinds of props and things, and people will come out on Friday nights in their various groups and come play Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder or whatever, some other tabletop role-playing games that are popular nowadays. And a game master understands all the nuances of gameplay, and pretty much players just need to know how to create a character, what they want to create, and then how to, roll their dice and understand some of the language. So unless you become a game master, you don't have to understand everything. Although, understanding as much as you can will help you be a better player. A lot of this gameplay is based on strategy. And it's not like for people who are like big time, first person shooter games that you see on video games. These involve more strategy type sessions where you've got a situation, a circumstance in a certain setting, and you have to decide, do you pick the path on the left or the path on the right?
That's a
You know.
good analogy. If you've ever in your youth read those Which Way books or Choose Your Own Adventure books, there's a lot of that in this, or in a good RPG, in that you have options, but you pretty much decide what your options are, or how you deal with them. But yeah, D&D now, to understand, has gone to or going to a what's it called, a subscription based,
No way.
and a lot of people are very upset about that, and rightly so.
Everything's going to subscriptions, and people are going to get really tired of that really fast.
Any solid tabletop role player gamers out there, that's one thing you will never have to worry about from me. I will not be going that route. I want my stuff to be easily accessible. I want it to be as easily playable as possible. I want people to have a good time with it. There's a lot of stuff, though, that I will not be doing that has been and is being done now amongst a lot of games. And I won't be compromising anything. I've got some pretty solid, strong feelings about my work, and I'm not going to be just turning it over to anybody to do with what they want at any point. These are sort of like my children, so I'm very protective of that.
One of the good things about playing this type of game is that you get to kind of play a different person or a different being that you wouldn't be in real life. So it's essentially an escapism at, in one way, shape, or form, but it also helps exercise creativity. So if you're a creative person, but you have a strategic side to you, this kind of game would may likely appeal to you. Like, for instance, I play an Amazon by the name of Artemis. And I have to remember all the nuanced details of what the Amazon people group in this game have innate to them, their sense of honor. They never run from a fight, things like that. And then I have to take the various characteristics that actually apply to my character singularly and keep that in mind as well. Like, my character has a disadvantage of being impulsive, um, and that it's a disadvantage, but on the flip side, it got an advantage as well, when you form your character. And so, for instance, one of my fellow teammates on one adventure was in trouble, and being an Amazon, I can run faster, I'm stronger, and I ran to this character's aid, this teammate's aid, and I had enemy in pursuit, and I ran through what would be the unicorns, right? Unicorns, a herd of unicorns, and I smacked one on the butt so that they would create a stampede for the enemy, and
that actually became the cover
yeah,
to one of the books.
So that was my character. That was based on an action that I took with my character. And so the unicorns, while chasing me, really couldn't catch me, but they caused a problem for the enemy that was in pursuit of me. And so it was, and it's fun. You can be heroic and in this game, so it's a nice escapism. It's nice to, put creative juices to play that don't involve visual arts, but gets you thinking, gets you how, and it is like a which way book, and if you're familiar with that, growing up maybe in the 80s, that you would have this book and you get to this certain page and it says, if so-and-so does this, go to page 37. But if so-and-so...
If you choose this,
if you choose this for this character, you got to go to page 48, and read the rest of the story. So it's sort of, it gives you a chance to affect the game, the storyline, and your other fellow characters. So sometimes you can be either playing nice or playing badly if you're the type of character that's a good guy or a bad guy, I can't really play a bad guy. So I play an Amazon. Let's see what my voice says. She says, thanks for the clarification. I too have never played this type of game before. Yes, I have read the Choose Your Own Adventure books. Yeah, I loved those books growing up, the Choose Your Own Adventure. I had those a lot. So those are really great. I miss those. They should do that back again, I think. Let's see here. Hello, people, everybody watching. Welcome to the live stream where Ron Stevenson, the artist of JackadooProductions.com, is currently inking a drawing of some NPC characters from his tabletop role-playing game called Makundo 4. And so he's got the sketch already on the page. He's currently inking it. This is part of his process. Ron, when you're done inking this image, what's the next step in your process?
After I finish inking, I scan it in, move it to Photoshop CS 5.5, which is not prescription based or a subscription based. I mean, it is an older Photoshop, but I know it really well. And it really works for me, and I color it in that. I have made my own brushes in that Photoshop, and I use those a lot for background stuff. Okay. And so one of the things that I should point out for those that have come to watch the inking process is that, as I said before, I'm doing like a whisk off the paper when I do these feathered lines here, and I'm doing a little cross hatching here and there, but for the most part I'm going to do it kind of like this. And then let me show you here. So I'm doing the whisk, and but yeah, I know a lot of people are switching to the AI art stuff. I I don't believe in going that route. I just prefer the old-fashioned way because to me it's got more character and it's got more personality, I guess.
Humanity.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm definitely one of those. Um, but anyway, yeah. So those that are gamers that are wondering, well, what's it like? What's it on par with? As I said before, probably if you've ever played D&D or other games from the 80s and early 90s, this would probably be that. You won't find a lot of the newer agendas. Actually, you won't find any of the newer agendas in my stuff because I'm all about good stories, good art. I'm not trying to sway anybody this way or that way. I just want to have a world that's fun to play in. So, um, and unfortunately, there's a lot of pressure out there for people to change their games to mirror some of the things going on in real life, and to try and push agendas, beliefs, that kind of thing out there on other people. And that's not me at all. Uh, like I said, just going for good stories, good artwork.
So, how did you first get started playing tabletop role-playing games? What was your first experience, and how old were you?
Let's see. I was in high school, and I was a freshman, and there was a senior who invited me to play. They got together in the library and played during lunch. And they played a game called Marvel Superheroes. And they had a book where you could create your own character using a game called the Ultimate Powers book. And you had to roll for this, roll for that. And then you created your character, and then you played the character. And anyway, I loved it. I mean, I was a big comic book geek anyway back then, but yeah, I loved it. And then after that, I started playing with my friends Ross and Reggie and several others, and uh, we uh, we played some D&D. We played mostly Marvel though. And then back in the early 90s, I think it was, we started meeting at my house and playing a game called Top Secret, which is sort of a spy espionage type game. Um, and we loved it as well. And so we played that for probably 5 years or better, easy. And so yeah, so we played quite a bit of things over time. But I love creating characters and creating scenarios and worlds and things of that nature. And so now right here, what I'm doing is I'm doing thick to thin lines coming down the underside of the bicep. And then I'm going to do a little crosshatch. And the whole reason for that is, you got your darkened areas here, and then just a little bit of reflected light coming from underneath. Um, Although I do need to make the face just a little darker here and there, but I'm gonna wait to touch up on that. But
You should do some of the female character, so they can see, who he's interacting with.
oh, okay.
Maybe do her face and her arm, so they can see.
I know why
what
you
she
want
looks like.
I know why you want the arm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She wants me to do the arm because the lady's got a hand behind Crazy Bear's head and is holding up bunny ears. That's why she wants me to do the arm. I've got your number.
Stevenson is asking, what was the first character you made for a role-playing game like, and was it similar to Crazy Bear or different?
Oh, the very first one was very different because I was at that age where it was like, kill, 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 destroy, So it was a character that was, all business. But Crazy Bear's obviously got a lot of a comedic element to him, and that's kind of actually what I do now, even as playing as an NPC in the game when I'm with the other beta testers. I play a character whose entire race revolves around humor. The particular race, they've got pun names for their villages. They name themselves pun names and stuff. There's going to be pages of jokes in their cultural book so that someone playing them can immediately tell some jokes based off of the world they're in. Let's see, for example, there's a race of diminutive people, very small, but they're the ones that are technologically okay. They're the ones that are technologically advanced, and so one of the jokes that this other race would say about them could be something along the lines of, by the way, the technologically advanced race is the Melvoans. And so they might say, what do you call a Melvoan psychic who just escaped from prison? And the answer is a small medium at large. So that would be, one of the race's jokes for another race on that world. So
Alternatively, I talked about how I play an Amazon by the name of Artemis, but I sometimes play a character called a Timbermancer, which is one of these characters from the pun group of tribes, and my name is Ida Bomb. And I'm married to Timbermancer, who is named
James Adam Baum. Although everyone just calls him Jimmy. As a matter of fact, yeah, whenever he comes into the room, people yell his name. So he's become quite popular. I was intending on killing him off one game, and the other players were not having it. So
comic relief is important, even when you're involved in escapism activities.
Yep.
Being able to laugh in the real world is harder and harder nowadays. So you should be able to laugh when you're involved in escapism gameplay. And I think that's great. A lot of times when you get a good group of people together, they really fall into the comedic aspects of a narrative story in the gameplay, and it's great. It's absolutely great.
Well, the Jimmy character definitely qualifies as comic relief. They've gotten to the point where if all of a sudden they're talking and discussing something they're thinking about doing. They'll look around and if they can't find Jimmy, they start to panic. They're like, "Oh no, what's Jimmy doing? Where'd he go? Somebody should keep their eyes on Jimmy."
Sort of like your toddler. You know, your
Yeah,
toddler
yeah,
goes
oh yeah,
quiet,
yeah.
You don't know where your toddler is. You better go looking.
Yep, that's kind of how it is. Because Jimmy is unpredictable and fearless. Yep. So he's a fun character to play though, because you know you can really do a lot of things you wouldn't normally do. Um, but so how are we doing for time?
You've got 24 minutes
24
and
minutes.
30 seconds.
All right. Thank you very much.
TikTok, baby, TikTok. Let's
All
go.
right. So, does anybody else have any questions pertaining to the game, pertaining to Crazy Bear, the world I've made, what I've got sort of planned for some of the other books?
Right now, while we wait to see if anyone posts a question,
Okay.
given that some people don't know a tabletop role-playing game such as my voice, she's obviously new to the idea of it.
Okay.
Maybe you can do a quick explanation of the kind of dice that are used.
Oh.
I brought a set if you wanted to kind of, just talk about them briefly, not taking away too much from your inking.
So, whenever you create a character, especially for my game, but potentially in others, you have a starting set of numbered stats, and in my game, it's percentile based, and that means 1 through 100, and your strength, your speed, your ability to reason and logic, wisdom, that kind of thing, they all have numbers associated with them. And those are what you might have to roll in certain circumstances to see if you're strong enough to do something, if you're smart enough to figure something out. In some cases, the chaos coordinator will share extra information with you and you alone if you detect certain things that other people cannot, like the other players. But when you create a character, you can create. You normally get to use certain numbers to get certain skills. You'll get advantages and disadvantages for your character so that everything kind of equals out a little bit. You'll be stronger in some areas. Your teammates may be stronger in a different area than you, and that's kind of what you want. You want variety. What I've done in the books so far with the races is make sure that even amongst the different races, you have dozens and dozens of options. So that
We've got a couple of questions.
Oh, sure.
So, Sharon Wilkie she says, hello to both of you. And then she says, I want a picture of the teddy bear. So,
Okay.
And then we have Blade CSA who says, who is Crazy Bear's greatest adversary? Is it the same percentile system like Top Secret RPG?
Very close. Let's see. If memory serves me right now, Marvel, I remember it was you wanted the higher number. Like whenever you did a roll, okay. So whenever you rolled the two 10-sided dice, and like say you got a 32. Okay. In like the old Marvel system, you wanted a higher number. And in my system, you want a lower number. But at the same time, you're trying to build up your score so that, let's say, instead of a 50 or less, you can have like a 60 or a 70 or less, because that gives you more leeway when you do roll the dice. And so I think Top Secret might have been that way. I don't remember for sure now. And then as far as Crazy Bear's greatest opponent, that will definitely be something that will be covered in the future, like on hieroglyphs and things of that nature, because the Crazy Bear is not going to be present in the time period of the game. So, like, his visit would have been, one of his visits would have been 20 years ago um, in the gaming world. And so a lot has changed, but you'll also see a lot of his influence, uh, especially on some of the tribes. Um, let's see. I'm still trying to get up to where I can get the hands because I know you're really, really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Right. So, so yeah, hopefully that answers the question a little bit. Obviously, there's some things that I'm not going to be able to share just yet because uh, the story is going to be enough so that people can play, have a good time, but there's also going to be stuff hidden in plain sight in like totem poles and hieroglyphs and artwork, things that tell of something slightly different than the history that is being portrayed in the game. And so for those that are very adventurous and kind of want to peel back the layers of the onion, I've got a little bit more in the game for people like that, so that you get to be the adventurer making discoveries. And I think that's going to be pretty huge in the game, because over time I have grown to love to hide things in plain sight. Now in this, there's nothing hidden, so don't be picking apart this. This is just artwork. So, but yeah, in the books and stuff, there will be several things that you won't even be able to decipher just yet until another book comes out. Yet it's in the background, it's in the artwork, and so it doesn't affect you reading it now. It just adds something to it later when you read it again, and when you read the other books. So, because I want people to feel like they're the ones making the discoveries, and I just think that's a nice little addition to the game. And yeah, Stephanie can verify we both uh, try to hold off drawing hands and feet until the very end, just because we're, you know, after decades, we're still neither one of us confident with them. So, oh, by the way, she's not shooting a bird. I've got to draw the other finger. She's telling, she's telling, she's like, this is what I think of your drawing right here, pal. Okay.
Sir Ellen Stevenson has a question.
Okay.
Do you have a book of short stories planned based on different races in the game? And if so, would Crazy Bear be included?
Yes and yes. I do have a book of short stories eventually planned. So it will be a regular written format. I mean, I probably will tack on a singular drawing for each one, but uh, yeah, and something like that would be open to uh, other writers as well to contribute and stuff because my goodness, I've got such a full plate. I have no intention of doing something like that all on my own. So. Um, As a matter of fact, in a lot of different ways, uh, I've already kind of planned further down the line that I will have hopefully other artists drawing for me at one point, other writers. Now, granted, that in writing there are some stipulations, you know. Um, if I create a character to be something, whether it be white, black, male, female, whatever, that doesn't change. Um, Characters stay the way I create them. Um, I don't. Uh, I don't. I guess I don't like to see original characters changed and have other people trying to ride on the coattails of that character by turning it into something that was never meant to be. And so yeah, that's where my stuff not only differs, but probably going to irritate quite a few people. But uh, is what it is. Like I said, I look at these characters and this world as my kids, and so um, you know, you can play in my playground and have fun and everything, but no changing my kids. um, yeah, so there you go. I do intend on having other people do some of the work later. One of the hardest things for me was I like creating things, but to come up with the actual gaming mechanics was not easy, and it required a different set of skills that I had not honed at that point. And so there was a lot of learning along the way. But now I think I've got something that works pretty well, so I'm fairly confident with that.
All right, let's take a survey of the audience here. If you were to pick a type of player, if you were to join a tabletop role-playing game tomorrow, and you were given a choice of some of the choices that we have: warrior, a barbarian, we got alchemancers, we got
Well, let's see.
let's like give them four or five choices out of the bunch.
Are you talking about races or classes?
I'm thinking classes.
Okay, classes.
Because they don't really know the races all that well yet. But if they had a class of character to choose from tomorrow,
yeah.
Give us like 4 or 5 classes to choose from, and then I have everyone put in the comments what they would choose to be.
Okay, well, one of the classes, you got a battle dog. A battle dog is someone who has a soldier background or a law enforcement background, and they follow a set of rules, you know, and they serve a group or a race or a country or whatever. So that would be one class. Another class would be the alchemancers, and they're the ones that use chemistry and things in nature to create all kinds of natural effects and stuff that could seem to an outsider to be something akin to magic. And so they really have to know the botany and the beast book, and then let's see. Then you've got your long range sniper, or let me see. No. You got your a class called Barbarian Destroyers. And the Barbarian Destroyers, well, they're pretty much barbarians. And so they don't have the same moral code or plays well with others as a battle dog might. They're more about causing as much damage as quickly as possible. They're sort of like the frontline type of people that you would, they could be considered expendable, but you wouldn't want to tell them that. Let's see. There's artisans, which are people who make really unique things, whether it be armor, weapons, whatever. They can fix stuff like that on the spot, on the fly. They've got a skill and a working knowledge of a lot of stuff. But
Isn't there a diplomat type of
ambassador class?
Ambassador class.
Yeah, ambassador class. You represent a group or a race or a nation, and in it you basically have to have a silver tongue. But people who choose that class do tend to they're able to be persuasive to a certain degree, and can get you out of a jam without having to resort to violence and stuff. So that's what Stephanie's plays. One of her characters is an ambassador class. So, and that would be Ida Bomb, who is an ambassador for the Timbermancer nation. So,
so we got Battle Dog, we've got Barbarian Destroyer, we got
Artisan,
Alchemancers, and then Diplomats. So out of that grouping, if you found yourself starting into a game tomorrow with a group of friends, what kind of character do you think you would pick? What kind of
just
character?
out of those particular
ones. Those aren't the only ones in this game, but those are the ones we're presenting tonight's live stream. Put your preference in the comment section, and also my voice says she would be an alchemancer. And,
okay.
Well, why mince words when you could clash swords? Gooncake says. There you go, buddy. So yeah, in the comments, put down your, not just the chat box, but the comments of the video. Put down what your favorite kind of character would be if you were to start a game tomorrow. And then also, if you had your choice, you would have your choice of what would your character's name be. Again, this is a character you could live vicariously through when you're playing, in a form of escapism, and you get to play in a narrative. You have strategy. Think of your friends who would be playing with you. Like again, my Amazon character is called Artemis, and then my Timbermancer's character is Ida Bomb. What kind of name do you think you'd want to choose for yourself? So if you're an Alchemancer, my voice, what would be your name? So yeah.
If I was going to choose another Timbermancer character,
yeah,
I think my name would be Papa Caps.
Papa Caps. Kim said she'd be an artisan.
Very nice.
So yeah, cool beans. Now, as we're getting down to the last 5 or 6 minutes of the live stream, because we are going to round it out. Starting at 8, I'm gonna, close out the live stream with some closing announcements and things like that. Please like and subscribe if you're not already to my channel. This is my channel, but I am collaborating with Ron. He's got his own channel, but he's got to get started. So This would be a good jumping off point for him going forward. So we would like very much if you could like, subscribe, share, comment, and the like. That would be a great boon for us as we've been putting a lot of work into our various projects. But we thank you for watching tonight and engaging. It's been great. It's a great first for me, having my own husband as my featured artist. Yeah, and it's been great to talk about it because I'm more than just a collaborator artist doing paintings for the game, but I do play as a beta tester, and I still have things to learn about how to play the game, um, and the like. So it takes a while, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. And sometimes games can last, the narratives and the stories that encompass a game can last several games. It's
Hmm.
sort of like not a movie, but I mean, you can make it into your own,
Things carry over.
series. Yeah, they carry over. So yeah, it's definitely, um, Blade CSA says an alchemaster outthink your enemy using intelligence rather than physical strength. His name would be Draknar.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, let me go ahead and I'm going to transition to um this well, that's not shown here. Let me go. I don't know if I can go back.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Can I transition back? Oh, I guess not. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm learning, but that's not the final inking because he's got more to do, but the final for tonight's live stream is showing right now on there. But I wanted to direct you over to what did I do? News and events? Yeah, we're going to do news and events here. Um, but let's see here. Is that it? Am I on program? I am on program. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go out of studio mode. All right. Up. And we're going to turn off that one. Okay. So jackadooproductions.com is the website for my husband's artwork and gaming world. And so you can see that here. I'm trying to get
And
it all on
if
there.
you want to learn more about the world without buying the books, and you want to laugh, I would suggest looking at the reviews on there. Some of them are real reviews, and some of them I wrote from different voices to put in there to be a humorous way of expounding upon what my world is like. So
Yeah. So yeah, bookmark jackadooproductions.com to keep an eye on what's next for the game.
I do have another book that I'm wrapping up right now. I've only got like a couple of pages left, and it will be the field notes on the Zalubra. And so
Get that out of the way.
okay.
So it's not in your face.
But it should be going to the printers hopefully by the end of next week. So and then I'll get the first fresh batch of copies from that maybe two weeks later, hopefully. So maybe in time for the next beta test game. So but yeah, and then it'll be on there available as well on the site. So that'll.
And you can also, oops, not that one. But you can also go, connect with Ron on his website at jackadooproductions.com. He has his social media links as well. And again, check out the reviews. There are some that are parody, but there are some that are very real. And they'll give you a chuckle and they'll give you something to think about as well. Check out his blog. Where he talks about how he's a misogynist. Tongue in cheek, read that, you'll laugh, okay? I swear, okay? It's meant to make you chuckle. Now, Ron is a master of making people laugh. He's also a master of hiding things in plain sight, and puns. So when you need a good laugh, go to his website and check it out because he'll have new things on there periodically over time as well. So I'm just seeing if there's anything
Thank you
else.
for the comments.
Oh yeah, yes.
I see some of them. Thank you.
But I want to thank you, everybody. I'm gonna go back to Ron here because he's the focus. But join us for next time, definitely on Wednesday night when I'm on my my typical live stream. And then I'm going to be trying to do more content as well.
And I'll be trying to load up a lot of short videos on my YouTube channel as well to talk about the game a little bit more, but in quick, easily digestible bites. So, so yeah, stay tuned for that, and definitely feel free to subscribe and like and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
do all the things, all the algorithmic things. So we thank you very much for joining us. It was a great time. And maybe we can do this again when he's got another big update coming up. And you want to see him do another artwork, maybe. Maybe he can do something where he's actually coloring from his computer. We'll figure it out if we get there. So
Yeah.
you guys have a great Saturday night. Have a great Sunday. And I look forward to seeing you guys Wednesday, if not sooner, on my channel, on my next, when I'm working on my painting behind. So have a good night, and we'll see you then.
Good night.